definitely excited about the announcement for Jet Set Radio. That's very exciting. So let's see, what did I miss you? Forces included in the second. However, it's not solely just the second game though. I mean the fourth game. Though, from what I understand, there are elements from the second game that will put into the fourth game, so it's not necessarily cut and dry the exact same as the fourth game. There are some differences, kind of like how White Knight Chronicles 1 is with White Knight Chronicles 2 with things from the second game in it. Yeah, that's my understanding of the fourth game with 2, is it has elements. And I don't know if that's for the better or the worse. Like, in that kind of scenario, I usually like to lean towards the OG version more. But there were some scenarios, like, if it's a really old game, I mean, like, we're talking about, like, from 8-bit to, like, 16-bit, like, there's a lot of advantages between, but still, there's a lot of nice things. Oh, they even changed the maps. I am very excited about Jet Set Radio. We've been needing one of those for a long time. Especially since this basically, the game that came out recently. Crazy Taxi should be exciting too. I don't know about Golden Axe though. Golden Axe is the kind of thing that kind of like hasn't really worked in 3D so far. So we did just do the tips, right? Yeah. Like I don't really know what to say about the Golden Axe. I mean, it's not saying they shouldn't try again, but yeah, the last outing of 3D did not go well. So now we're taking over School Life. Oh, that's me. I hate when it's hot at night. I do need to be getting more sleep though. But yeah, I don't really have very high confidence in Golden Axe. Also, apparently there was something about Streets of Rage too, which I would have to rewatch it. I don't remember seeing something Streets of Rage looking. Like when I saw Jet Set Radio, I was like, "Oh shit, yeah!" Hmm. I mean, the Jet Set Radio thing got leaked a few months back, but nobody really knew if it was true. Phantasy Star has desperately needed like a normal non-MMO entry for a long time. See, my understanding, and I'm not a big Phantasy Star lore master of the series, but my understanding, the last single-player Phantasy Star game was meant to be the last because they didn't want to sacrilege the series, and then for some reason they decided to make an MMO in the universe, and then yeah, basically that's how it's just been. Like an abandoned doll. She looks so lifeless when she's like that. I mean, you can play most of the online games solo, but the point is, though, MMOs still. They're designed like MMOs, and like Universe is the only one that came with a kind of a actual like party story mode, Willie. Other than that, it was just either play the MMO aspect or you be by yourself. Like Universe is the only one that actually ever, as far as I understand, ever featured like a cast of characters like a Fantasy Star or like just a traditional JRPG that I know of, at least. Again, I'm not an expert at Fantasy Star by any means. I have only the first online game under my belt, ironically. Though I did play a good chunk of Fantasy Star 1. Oh, do the portable games have story modes like Universe? I have not played any of the portable games. I know there's, what, 2 on the PSP, 1 on the DS, if I remember correctly. Well, that's interesting to know. That would make a little bit more sense, because to be honest, those ones I imagine are a lot less MMO-like, because, well, they're on handhelds. She really wants to help him. I can't really blame her. Wow, that's 3 misspellings. Did the translation team slack on this one or something? I mean, I'm no grammar Nazi, but when I'm noticing a lot of these, you might have slacked a little bit much. Just saying. And, like, the thing is, these have been out for a while, so, you think they would have updated that. Fuck 'em. I'm solving this mystery. Well, I can't remember if I have all the portable games. I'm pretty sure I have at least one PSP, and I think I have one DS entry. Ooh. Hmm. I might have to double check you. Let me bring up my list. Let's see. Your votes. Pin. Let's take a look. Because my memory's a little hazy on what fantasy stores I have. Let's see. Not sure if I knew about the third PSP one though. Okay, let's see. Fantasy Star. Let's see, there's the collection, which is just 1, 2, 3 on GBA. Online 3. I got Portable, which that should be the PSP one, yeah. So I have Portable 1. Apparently don't have Portable 2. Let's see. This is on PS2. I got the complete collection, Universe and Universe Ambition. So collection is a Japanese one that I got for the visual novel short stories that were originally they were originally only on, I think, the Sega channel, weren't they? I think was the thing with them. I think that was the thing with them. That's primarily why I bought that collection. Let's see. Then you got episode 1 and episode 2, which was the original Xbox. And then Universe, which is on the 360. So apparently I don't have the DS. But yeah, I bought Universe on PS2 because, as far as I understand, I think you need that. Let's see. How much is Portable USA going for? Portable 2 PSP. Because you got all these Japanese listings. So many copies of the Japanese version. Japan, 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 Japan. Is there like English, please? I mean, I don't mind getting the Japanese version for if like the English one's really, really expensive. Okay, like, I can't... Let's see. ES or B. $60? Let's try USA. Apparently the Japanese... apparently the American version's a bit up, though. Let's see what price charting has to say. Let's do that. That'll be a little easier. Let's see. Portable. Looks like 33 loose, 50 for quibbed. Apparently there was also a Wii released version called Infinity in Japan. I'm assuming that has more content, I imagine. Hey. But yeah, how many... There was some on the DS I need to look into too. I imagine the prices for all those have probably went up. That probably kinda sucks in that regard. Yeah. Oh. Why is it called Portable 2? Or do you... Oh, I don't know. It's the expansion of 2, but it has enough... Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, I would probably count that. Does it contain Portable 2? Or is it only the expansion? Because looking at how pricey the... I mean, $60 isn't the worst thing, but that's kind of pricey to me for a PSP game still. Might have to check around some on some prices. But yeah, wasn't there some... Okay, so if I go for the Japanese version, I want to just get that. And it's cheap too. It's like $12. So, price wise, that's definitely fantastic. So, if I skip out on getting the English version, it's definitely the way to go then. What Fantasy Star games won the? Like, I'm trying to remember what's on the. Let's see. Fantasy Star, and then where's the filters? Filters. Console. DS. Oh. I wanted you to filter by the DS. For some reason it just goes straight to a PAL version Phantasy Star Zero when I click enter. Phantasy Star Zero. It come out in America. 36 loose, 50 complete. Yeah. Fucking scalpels, I tell you. Hell, the fucking European version's cheap on that. That'd be better off to get that fucking version. I tell you, fucking Scalpel is always like targeting fucking Japanese games, I tell you. It's like, oh look, here's an old Japanese game. Let's start making that go up. Well, the Japanese versions aren't. English, the ESRB versions seem to be 30 to 50. If you get the Japanese versions, yeah, they seem to be like just barely over $10. It depends on the price. Like $30 isn't awful. $50 for an old PSP game, unless it's like amazing as fuck, is I mean, that's not awful. I mean, like, it's not 100. Like, when it goes past $60 is where it better be like actually really good shit, or like, you know, actually rare or something, because that's when I feel like it's an absolute whip-off. Like, $30 I can live with. That's not awful at any means. It's not cheap as fuck, but that's still an okay price. 50. I don't know the portable series, so I can't really comment on if they're really good or not. So, kinda, I feel a little bit more subjective on 50. Yeah, pretty much that's why, like, I'm okay with it going up to 60. Because, you know, that's normal full price retail for most games. But yeah, like, once it gets past that, that's when it's starting to be unreasonable to me. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about 50. 50 feels a little bit like, I'm not really a big fan of the more modern Phantasy Star games, to be honest. That So what would you comment be with the DS and PSP entries of Phantasy Star? Would you say they're pretty good entries, or would you say they'll if you see them for okay prices? They're probably ones I need to get before they start becoming ungodly expensive too. Cause yeah, like when you get 100 plus, like I'm pretty much not very willing to even consider it. There's only like 2 games I've ever considered really high prices for, and that's pretty much it. One was just because it was a really actually a good opportunity to get for actually under what it usually goes. And then Northbound, well, Northbound's Northbound, you know. DS is okay, PSP pretty good. I'll have to check out the other ones I don't. I thought I had the DS one, but apparently I didn't. Because I went through, I have went through all my DS stuff. It's all on my list now. Oh, wow. That sucks. I could really sympathize with trying to deal with someone that you really cared for. That really does suck. So she went on a rampage again? Oh no. Oh my gosh, what the fuck? No, no! Why are you doing this? No! wrong with her? Oh my goodness. Oh, fucking hell. Wow. Her sister is gonna be so pissed. Like, how am I supposed to explain to one of my friends that I screamed for to die? What the fuck were you thinking, sis? What in the fuck? This better be some crazy ass dream or something. Good lord. Holy fuck. What the fuck? You're losing your mind! Oh. She ruined it all. I mean, what would she expect from doing that? I mean, I get a little bit of the point of that, but she's a little girl. They're both kids. Like, Yeah, like, this went way fucking beyond anything. I mean, like, grabbing books was only bad, but then you grabbed the fucking jail? I mean, like, what the fuck was she thinking? Like, seriously, what was she thinking? I mean, I can't really blame her for crying. She just got pummeled with books and shit. Like, that's really fucked up. Like, I don't even know how the fuck she's going. Like, this is probably, like, you know, the two of them don't get along with each other. Like, remember that. Like, they, to a certain extent, they will, but overall, they really have a thing against each other. And, you know, it wouldn't shock me if this whole ordeal is why. I mean, could you explain, like, could you imagine switching places with your fucking sister and shit? And then it's like, oh, sis, by the way, I may have kind of beat the living fuck out of your friends, and now they might kind of be a little pissed at you. But, it's like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? Like, are you out of your mind? She's gonna be so pissed. Wow, even now she still thinks she's in the white about that. What would you do? What would you do? How do you help someone who doesn't want help? How do you fix somebody who doesn't want fixed? How do you solve something that you have no power to do? How can you change something that you're powerless to affect? What? She just says, take care of the mantle and hung up on me. What? I never really thought she had such a problem. Things are gonna get really fucked up, aren't they? No. Hmm. Yeah, how about you go wub out a few people? Hmm. Why not just the aunt? Like, she really has it out for the kid, man. Sorry, sorry, sorry. The same thing. So he told it to... But that's interesting. How did... She must have told her about the conversation. Hmm. Anymore. It's going to be a wild night, it seems. One diary. So they whispered to him. The main character might have been onto something about his aunt, maybe. Maybe he actually did kill her. I'm wondering, thinking more about it, I can't speak in chapter 2 about the camera guy or the twin in regards to this theory. But in chapter 1, the main character became a lot more, how should we say, survivalist, we could say. Fighting for his life. Same thing happened in chapter 3. More so because he planned one of the murders. I'm wondering again, similar to what I did in chapter 3, if the people who hear footsteps aren't necessarily the ones being punished, but being used to carry out the acts. Maybe like they said, they get punished in the end, but they're being chosen to carry out the murder as well. Give me your power.